Jacob Aaron Sinicki.
She'll make you breakfast. She'll make you toast. She don't use butter.
Turn off the music. It's gonna be fine. You're gonna do okay. Don't pay attention to the person on the third row on the left. They're not real. I love you. Hey guys! Need to figure a way to start this. Earlier this year, I went through a really big breakup, and it was just about a month ago that I finally felt, I don't know. I finally felt good enough about a month ago to kind of get back out there and open myself up. And the other day I realized that my body is adapted to its new conditions. I was at the store with my mom, and she noticed I had a smudge on my nose, and in a very mom way went in, oh, and the moment, the moment she made contact, my body decided to reject this loving act by shooting blood out of the other nostril right at her. Like instantly, just no! So apparently in my singleness, I've become allergic to loving feelings. And much like a lizard, I respond by shooting blood at my enemies. Being single has been fine though. You know, I have a friend who went through the same thing around the same time, and we're talking, and he goes, you know, every time I see the type of car she drove pass by, I imagine it blowing up. Reasonable. But then I thought of my last relationship, and I instantly imagined the Mormon church blowing up. Maybe not the best coping mechanism. But I learned a lot from that last relationship, you know, gained some wisdom. Like it turns out, if you're trying to figure out if it's time to end it or not, you don't know why. Turns out, if you begin imagining you or your partner being hit by a truck, just so then you can get out of it, that's your subconscious going, end it! Listen to him. So, I tried to go on a new diet recently. Tried is the key term. Part of it is that I had to switch over to almond milk. And if you have not tried almond milk, it tastes like vegan tears. It's yucky. Within moments of trying it, I felt my body rejecting it like a black market blood transfusion. Or feelings. You know. That's because it probably actually is made of vegan tears. The marketing committee was just like, just tell them it's made of almonds. It'll be fine, they'll never know. Because there's something sciencey about almonds that we just can't understand. Like if they had called it pistachio milk, we'd be like, ah, we can't do that. That's not real. Can't make milk out of nuts. Silly. I was in grade school, I was in a program called TAG. T-A-G, Talented and Gifted. No. Looking back, it was actually just a way for our teachers to go, we think you're autistic. So to test you, they put you in a room with an administrator and give you a bunch of blocks of different shapes and time you, and at the end of 30 seconds, analyze what you made. When the time started, my 11-year-old OCD brain was just freaking out, going, how do I put this back together? So when the time was up at the end of 30 seconds, I was just sitting there hyperventilating, just... And the administrator looked down and was like, Yeah, that's the right. Yeah, that's it. You're in. And for years, my personality has been mistaken for high-functioning autism. I was out with some friends. We were going to the store, and my friend Katie says, "Hey, Jake, get into the basket. Let me push you," because that's normal. But as we approached the front of the store, I began to get cold feet about the whole situation. And she goes, "Oh, Jake, don't worry. Just let them know you're autistic." Carry on. Later, we were able to chalk up all that behavior to really bad social anxiety and really bad OCD. The way the OCD works for me is that I'll just worry and obsess over every little thought, and it's usually like at night when I'm trying to sleep. So this is what the OCD looks like. What if I'm dating a two-headed girl? What if I pick a favorite head on that two-headed girl? What am I going to do in that situation? Do I break up with one head and want to go on dates on the head that I didn't break up with? I put a bag on the head that I did break up with so then I don't have to look at it? Maybe I should just break up with them both. If I break up with them both, does that make me gay? I don't want to be gay. Maybe I shouldn't break up with them. If I don't break up with them, is that going to mean we're going to get married? I'm not ready for a two-headed baby! I'm not ready for a one-headed baby. You know, because of the OCD and everything, the thought always, it scares me. You know, the baby scares me. Not because I'm afraid, like, oh, I'm not going to fail it. I'm awesome, I'm not going to fail it. What I am worried I'm going to do is I'm going to be holding it, and all of a sudden my arms are going to go, "This is dumb!" Don't want to do that. I have no intent to. I'm just really worried my arms will have a sudden unprovoked change of heart about babies. And you know, I'd like to be a dad someday. I really want to be a dad someday. But the thought always goes from aw and right back to, how do I put this back together? And you know, it's hard to meet people when you think like that because within minutes of meeting you, I've already picked flowers out for your grave. Because I've already imagined you dead. You know, when I meet people, my brain has erased through every possible outcome you and I will go through in life. So after our wedding, which I've already planned through and thought out it's covered, there's usually some tragic incident. I've been trying to figure out how to use this for a career maybe. You know, I thought about working at a funeral home. I like how that cat laughs. You'd be good there. Yeah. No, I want to go there because I want to work there because it'd be super good to kind of get out of things. You know, be like, hey, you want to hang out? You know, I was just at a funeral this morning. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. Yeah, and you know, I got another one in an hour, so. What? And I have a double funeral tonight, so I'm booked. You know, because they're not using their corpses for anything, so. Might as well use them to get out of social interactions. So, and it's hard, and what's hard for me is that like I'll forget people have died in my family. Like I'll forget because I try not to think about it. I try not to let my OCD brain get all weird about it. I was at a family gathering the other week, and I was like right after an aunt had passed away. It's funny because she knows who. I don't know if we're gonna finish this joke. I like this instead. So airplanes are weird. That was another joke. So it's official. I'm awkward positive. Get the test done. Thanks, guys. I'm gonna sit down for this. I'm awkward positive. And one of the things awkward people try to do is not be awkward. And for me, that ends up making me look less like someone with social anxiety and more like a robot in a play about trying to be human. Let me give you examples. I've been, in high school, I had a lot of projects that involved me being on video, doing videos. And if you looked at the video of me, everyone looked like this. Let me give you the play-by-play. Okay. Camera's rolling. We're going. Am I blinking enough? Are my eyes moist enough? That's better. And I'm not a big social person, so at parties, this is an example of Jake comfortable at a party. And the blank face is always there, because I've given up on smiling, because every time I try, it looks like this. Because despite all of the anatomy and physiology classes I've taken, I can't remember which muscles go up. And public spaces, like really public spaces, are the worst. Like I was at the grocery store, like I'll be walking and have my groceries, and I have this little voice in my head. I called him Roger, because screw that guy. I need Pop-Tarts. I'll be going, and I'll be walking, and I hear Roger say, "You're doing it wrong." What? You're walking wrong. Okay. And so the cute girl in the other aisle sees this coming at her. And you know, the OCD and the anxiety, that's definitely, like, those are parts of me, but I really try not to let them define me. What does define me, though, are the double blast of nerd genes I get from my parents. So, like, I have a younger brother. He's about 3 years younger than me, and he's, like, a socially acceptable amount of nerd. Like, the right amount of nerd is like, oh, cool, you like stuff. Me, on the other hand, for you guys tonight, I wrote a joke about why books are better than the movie. Already in a bad direction. I wrote it down, I edited it. It was 2 pages long, and I'm looking at it. There are no jokes here. I'm just mad. And I'm like this because my parents are super nerdy. My mom and I, we love comic books. My dad and I, we love tabletop games, and we don't know how to behave in public. That's all him. But it's actually really good. I have a really good relationship with my parents, much better than any comedian's actually supposed to have, so thanks. But it's good. We can talk about anything, you know, we can talk about relationships, we can talk about school, which Hogwarts house do we belong to? Ravenclaw! My mom came up to me one day, she's a teacher. She came up and said, hey, at my next school convention, the president of Dark Horse Comics is going to be there. Dark Horse Comics, this is Hellboy, Alien vs. Predator, Hellboy. Hellboy. My mom and I love these comic books. She goes up to me and is like, I'm nerding out already. I know. She goes, what do I say to him without being weird? So we talked it over, and this is what happened. They're at the convention, and my mom walks up to him and goes, hey, thank you so much for coming here. Thank you for supporting this. I don't want to take up much of your time. I just wanted to let you know, my autistic son loves your work. Thank you, everyone.